Hey there, Paul here. Magnum P.I. Who was he? What was he? How did the show end? I can explain. Okay, yeah, we're about to take a ride in a Ferrari 308 GTS through the sun-soaked streets of Hawaii, diving into the world of Magnum P.I., the show that made mustaches cool again, kind of, and had us wishing that we could trade our day jobs in for a life of solving crimes in paradise. Magnum P.I. hit our screens like a coconut falling from a sweet-looking palm tree in 1980. Kept us entertained for 8 glorious seasons until 1988. That's right. For nearly a decade, we got to live vicariously through Thomas Magnum, played by the incomparable Tom Selleck here, and his legendary facial hair. So, who was this Magnum P.I. guy? Picture this. A private investigator with a penchant for Hawaiian shirts, living rent-free in a luxurious estate owned by a mysterious novelist, Robin Masters. Talk about a sweet gig. But Magnum wasn't alone in his tropical adventures. He had his trusty sidekicks. There was T.C., the helicopter pilot with biceps bigger than most people's thighs. Oh, and Rick, the club manager, who always seemed to know a guy who knew a guy that had a guy that said something. Oh, and let's not forget Higgins here, the proper English majordomo of the estate, played by the brilliant John Hillerman. Higgins and Magnum's love-hate relationship was, like watching a sitcom with a crime drama, you know? Pure gold is what I'm talking about. Now, the plot of Magnum P.I. was simple yet effective. Magnum solved cases, drove fast cars, and he looked good while doing it. Whether he was tracking down stolen, priceless artifacts, protecting visiting dignitaries, or just trying to figure out who ate the last slice of pizza. Magnum always got his man, or woman, more occasionally his dog. But that's another story. But all good things must come to an end. And Magnum P.I. wrapped up its run in 1988. It was a 2-hour finale that had fans on the edge of their seats. In a twist that would make M. Night Shyamalan jealous, Magnum seemingly dies and goes to heaven in the finale, only to be resurrected. He then decides to rejoin the Navy, leaving behind his life of leisure and investigation. The village people would have been happy. Anyway, now let's sprinkle in some trivia so you can impress your friends next time you wear a Hawaiian shirt and a fake mustache. Did you know that Tom Selleck was originally cast as Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark? Oh, yeah. But had to turn it down because he was doing Magnum P.I. He was under contract. Imagine Indy with a mustache like that. Could have changed cinema history. Here's another gem. Magnum P.I. was one of the first shows to portray Vietnam veterans in a positive light, which was good. Magnum and his buddies T.C. and Rick were all vets, showing that there was life after war. And apparently that life involved a lot of beach time and crime solving. And, lastly, ever wonder why you never saw any state police in the show, despite characters mentioning them? Well, that's because Hawaii is the only U.S. state without a state police force. And now, the show's creators had to get creative and with their law enforcement, so they worked around it. There you have it, folks. Magnum P.I. in all its 80s glory. It gave us action, comedy, drama, and enough tropical scenery to make us all consider a career change to private investigations in Hawaii. That was just the opening credits. Just remember, if you're going to follow in Magnum's footsteps, well, got to do a couple things. Invest in some good sunscreen and a reliable Ferrari, of course, and a mechanic. But anyway, please comment, subscribe, and like. Oh, yeah, and aloha.